and bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Oh, yeah. Arise, oh compatriots, Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my people. With love and strength and faith. With all our hearts and minds we from about to go be down to from Warri to Lagos.
The United States underwent a transformative change after South Carolina seceded from the Union in 1860, followed by other states, leading to the Civil War in 1861. Yet, despite this tumultuous past, America continues to thrive, and many still aspire to reach its shores in pursuit of the American dream. Just as the sun has consistently shone, Nigeria's union has been subject of contention since its formation in 1914, when the northern and southern protectorates were united into a single entity. Despite
I'm muted. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. Okay, thank you for joining me this wonderful Friday. And without wasting time, we will jump into the discussion. First, I must ask, how are you? And I hope your day went well today.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. Everybody loves electricity. Unfortunately, not everybody loves electricity in Nigeria. So it becomes a real food for thought for those who live in that part of the world. It's
Thank
good to
you.
be here, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, before we go into the main topic, a lot has really happened in the Nigerian space that we cannot exhaust it. With each day, new things happen. We have 36 states in the country, but at the moment, 35 are ruled by civilians.
No,
One
we
is
don't have
ruled by,
36 states. Point of correction.
yeah.
APC made Abuja a 37 state. So we have 37 states now.
Okay, 37 states, but out of the
Yes.
37 states, one is being ruled by military administration, administrator.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in my fear is, I don't know if you share the same fear, that this is more or less a reintroduction or a path for the military to come in and take over. That is my fear or my thinking, because recently already fired or sacked all political appointees in Rivers State, and meaning that he's going to put his own people there, and you will not be surprised the people he will put there will be military, not civilians. I don't know what you think. What's your take on that, please?
Should that be a problem to you?
Yeah, we don't want to go back to military
No,
era.
no, no, no. You don't have to say that. I mean, what do you mean going back? Did the military bring themselves into River State? Was it not a
No,
civilian like yourself,
it
a
was a
master fighter of the democracy, the one whose great grandfathers coined the name democracy, who is now president of Nigeria? Is it not the one who invited them into governance in Nigeria? So if the military decides to make it 37 states, I mean, who cares, man? Okay, I'm serious, and I'm talking from every sense of responsibility. The truth
uh,
is that those guys were look. Let us look at the sole administrator. Was he close to River State? He was nowhere close to River State. The man was
no.
resting in his community, trying to find how he can survive. And then people took 600 billion naira and threw in his laps. What do you expect? He will consolidate power. That's what power is. He will consolidate it and use to his own advantage, whether we like it or not. In fact, he can even get some of our steroid football boys to be disturbing the state, so that it would be that insecurity is still out of control, so that he will stay longer. This is what we have seen in Nigeria. It has played over and over. I mean, is anybody going to say that what you are saying is not true? These things have persisted. It has been the culture, and we have refused to change it. Before now, it used to be the military that invite themselves. Now it's the civilians that are inviting the military.
Civilian that invite the military. In your opinion, do you think Fubara will be reinstated after the 6 months?
How?
I
When
mean, it was it was
when Showolu is on his way out, when people speak about, and that's why sometimes when I go to platforms and people they come and they're talking all nonsense and building upon hope and hoping that God one day come down and walk the street of Nigeria and go and be driving the people out of the office. I laugh because when I was in my first degree, I read theater arts. There's a book called Waiting for Godot. You wait for Godot forever. Godot never came from the beginning of the play till the end
to
of
the
the
end of
play.
the play.
They
Godot is
never
gone.
saw Godot. He never came. They just sat there and they kept talking and waiting for him to come. But you see, that's what we have become in Nigeria. We're always holding talks. And also, the play called the holding talks. The play ended, the talk we are holding never amounted to anything. So we're always holding talks, but at the end of our talks, nothing is achieved.
Nothing is
Nigeria
achieved.
has some of the best policies on paper, but that's why it ends. When you have advanced Opiweka boys in the assembly who can tell you about humanhood. Okay, what do you expect? Who can look at Obi Okwesili and say she's an embarrassment to humanhood?
Ah,
Now, you yourself, what have you been able to do as a manhood? What?
that video, that altercation is a honestly speaking, the question I ask is if he can say like this to her in public, how does he speak to, I don't know if he's married, probably he's married. How does he speak to his wife in private
No, but
or
you
his
can
daughters?
you can see that it's a typical bush Igbo man. You can see that. You don't need anybody to tell you that. He's not reformed. He's not reformed. That's the truth. I'm speaking as an Igbo man, so I mean, I'm not. Nobody should say I'm being tribalistic here. I know decent Igbo people. I can call them off my tips of my hands, who will never go to that extent. And let me tell you something: in an Igbo land, and that which Mrs. Ezekwesili did, she only reverted back to her Igbo-ness. In the Igbo community, when you come for a meeting and somebody who is younger than you is talking more than the elder, sometimes they just say, you know what? They simply it's a term, you see, but I'm not going to say why she used it in such a situation, but that is what it was. It wasn't like it was thrown out in form of an insult. Okay? If you do a direct interpretation in Igbo language, that's exactly what it is. If I go to a meeting right now and I have some people who are older than me there, And before the person who is introducing the topic finish talking, and I jump up and begin to talk before one of them would tell me, nah, Mechukwana, that is, in other
Yeah.
words, oh boy, calm down.
Calm down.
Yes, that's what it simply means. Okay, just wait for your turn. It's not yet. Allow your elders to speak first. However, let us even look at it from the point of the fact that she meant to tell him to shut up his mouth as a distinguished senator. Distinguished. Do you know what? Do you know what it means? In other words, you are above reproach. As a distinguished senator, what are you supposed to do in that circumstance? It's just like sometimes when we used to be in the damages show and some people come to start insulting and we call the moderator, please protect me. And the moderator will caution the people and tell them, no, you can't use such a word. Or look, withdraw that word. So if he had appealed to the chairman, which is a normal thing to do, all this thing would have overblown.
Surprisingly, there was no scolding from the
No,
chairman.
in fact, it's what they wanted. They wanted somebody to put Obi Okwesili in her place. They wanted somebody.
No. What do you mean put her in now? She was not out of her place in the first place.
Wait, now I'm trying to explain to you. They had come there. Their intention is to come and oppress those people.
Yeah.
And then in their own mind, put them in their place to know that they are talking with senators of the Federal Republic. That's why he wants to say, I'm a senator. You are nothing. In the hierarchy of Nigeria, I am higher than you.
In the hierarchy of Nigeria, he's
My brother, how have I not interpreted it properly? I think that's my talking thread to interpret characters. Okay? Now, that is why he spoke the way he spoke. He wants to show you that he's a senator. If Obi Ezekwesili was looking for senatorship, should have been senator since the beginning of the time.
A long time ago.
He's not looking for cheap where to go and get be chopping people's money and thinking you're a big man. Let him go look at her record when she was minister. I flew from Kenya with Obi Ezekwesili when she was minister. When the plane once the pilot announced that we are now descending into Abuja International Airport, almost all of them, because there are more ministers and some, in that distance, and some big men in Nigeria at that time, they all went to the bathroom, changed into the agbada, okay, came back and sat down. Obi Ezekwesili was just looking at all of them. We were all sitting together. When the plane virtually landed, look at these guys who have been behaving normally, have been queued up. They will all queue up in Kenya, enter this plane. Nobody say, who are you? Who are you? You know who I am? The moment the plane touched down in Abuja, they didn't even follow the line. They didn't even follow the security, the security clearance. They walked straight to that back gate. There's a back gate once you're tarmac.
Yeah.
They walked straight to that back gate where some of their vehicles were coming into the tarmac to come and pick them up. It was Eze Obi that carried her bag. I even volunteered to help. I said, no, no, my brother. We all were walking, and she was talking to everybody. She had her personal assistant who were there. She didn't allow them to carry her bag. Those of us who are trying to greet her and just thank her for the work she was doing, she didn't allow us to carry her bag. She carried her bag. We all went to queue up. She cleared the way we cleared it. It's only when she got outside the airport that she boarded her vehicles. I'm telling you of his personal experience of this person that this Opi worker Agboro was trying to insult. If we have people who should be given national honor, it's people like this. People like Obi, they are the national heroes. Those who have somehow modeled what it is to be a human being, living in a decent society, in our own society. And then you come because you are a senator that is going to last for 4 years, after which you may not come back if you don't find how to use money to get yourself rigged in. In fact, the first place you rigged yourself in, okay? Because a bunch of people would have voted you if you didn't rig yourself in. We all know how they got there. And that's why you see him now become the spokesman of Akpabio. It doesn't Akpabio have special assistant. Have you now, since you call yourself a senator of the Federal Republic, become the personal assistant to Akpabio? Is that what the bunch of people voted you to do?
the complainant, the other man there, was asking the chairman to recuse himself because it's already biased. That's Ned Emerson was asking that they
Yes.
cannot. Then he read, they were asking him to give reason, and he read what Ned Emerson said in respect to uh, uh, well, your pie, in respect to Natasha on Arise News. And Ned
Yes.
actually denied it, that he never said anything like that.
Yes. I heard it. I was shocked when he said he didn't say anything like that.
Honestly,
I was
I
shocked.
said, what?
I was
I went
shocked.
to look for the video again, and I said, but this man said the thing.
He said
Why is he
it.
denying?
He said
Yeah.
it. But he denied it. He said
Yeah.
it.
Something that,
Exactly what he said.
anyway, we go to the main topic,
Okay.
which is Nnamdi Kanu. Unfortunately, he has been given a new judge, and but uh, love or hate him, he has proven himself to be a fighter. Uh, even though I don't agree on the party trend in terms of my people being Igbo people, but he has shown resilience. He has shown that, listen, no matter how it is, he wants his people to be free. Uh, on the other hand, Peter Obi, who the people voted for? Recently, he said Nigerian democracy is collapsing. I was on Injeje Media chat backstage. I mean, he posted something, so we were chatting, and a lot of people actually were disappointed in P2B saying that Nigerian democracy is collapsing, whereby he could not defend Nigerians that voted for him, the vote that Nigerians gave to him. And I'm really beginning to hence the topic: who is the hero among these two people? Uh, but I'm also afraid for. I've always afraid of for the life of Nnamdi Kanu being in prison, and I hope he will be released. You being having much knowledge about it, do you think with this new judge that has been appointed to him, freedom is in sight for him?
Who is this new judge? See, I want to do
Honestly,
I want to do a
I have no
proper expose of him. But if you know, in the past, this judge has worked with the likes of Nyesim Wike in the past. But I want to confirm all that information before I bring it out. Now, is he going to be fair? Well, maybe if he's born again, he'll probably be. But if we're talking about fairness and how things are done in Nigeria, if you look at, and I'm going to just oppose. If you look at what is going on with Natasha Akpoti, will you say that justice will be, and fairness will come to Nnamdi Kanu?
No, because you asked me if that it is true if they've gotten 250,000 signatures. Yes, it's been confirmed that they got overnight within 24 hours. They got 250,000 addresses, I beg your pardon, to match the names and the signature. No, they've not been fair to her. I will cover that maybe towards the ending.
Yeah,
But
so basically why I'm mentioning it is let you know that equity, justice, and is not what the Nigerian people or the Nigerian government is offering anybody. Nnamdi Kanu, who the Nigerian state has desired to, one way or another, make sure he's guilty of whatever they throw at him. They're not going to give up. They're going to constantly continue to look for ways, because any government who wants to find peace will have used this opportunity to dismiss the case and say, okay, politically, we don't think we don't think you are not guilty, but let us have a go at this. Let us have a discussion. Let us find a way forward. That's how people who look for peace. If Nnamdi Kanu is to be, the guy who organized Brexit should be in prison right now because he actually organized Brexit and Britain left Europe. There are many British who don't think they should have left Europe, but because it was, they won by that slim margin, the nation of the English country left Europe, and today they are on their own. Now, I know that some people will look at it and say, yes, but if you're organizing to to have divide a country or carry your people out of the country, you should be a criminal. In what order? In what order? Except, of course, we're not accepting that the rules of the UN stands. But you see, there are many freedom seeking people around the nations of the earth who feel justifiably so that they are in a wrong union. Those unions have not prospered their people, have not been able to help them achieve. I'll give you an example of what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting. Why the whole of Igbo land, whether you say you believe what he's doing or not, celebrates Nnamdi Kanu. The typical daylight example of it is what transpired in the National Assembly yesterday with what? With Humphrey Nwosu. Humphrey Nwosu, before our eyes, have been villainized by the Nigerian government to say that he is a villain and one of those who truncated democracy in Nigeria. What could have been more further than the truth than that? It is unthinkable, because we're still not young men at that time, but we're towards the middle of our secondary school or so. So we had that was we had a color TV, Sanyo. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I remember that TV.
Sanyo. We watch these things live. We watch how these things played out. And today, you've turned around and say, Humphrey Nwosu is not one of those who stood for democracy and did not declare Abiola winner. How then did you know that Abiola won the election?
I mean, to me, it's even after Babangida came out to say what he said, that Abiola actually won the election. I know it's dead. You can't bring back the dead. It's gone and it's gone. I think the present government that, quote unquote, claim to be democratic should actually lock up every one of them. Babangida, whoever, all those that participated, because that's an open confession you're making, that you annul the election and the rightful winner was denied, and democracy, the people's vote, was trashed. But because himself did not get there by the right means, and now acting dictatorial, so Babangida shouldn't be working as a free man, regardless whether it's on a wheelchair or not. Those who participated in it, again, should be arrested and what, and locked up.
So the question now be, electricity. If Nigeria gathered and launched his book and decided to start a presidential library, which is only the right of a civilian president, and we're able to contribute 17 billion on the spot for somebody who brought Nigeria back to destroyed the progression of Nigeria, both its citizens and the country itself. And they had all the right words to say about him. Those senators who were shouting on top of their voices and trying to condemn Humphrey Nwosu were there also to dine and wine. In fact, people were even being sent away. In fact, senators were standing. There were some people like the Nwa Ebonyi, who probably didn't even get a parking space to park first before even going there. Now, they were all standing. They didn't condemn the man. None of them looked at him on the face, except for Obasanjo, who told him to get ready because Other people are going to talk about it. But how many of them got up to say anything contrary to what IBB was saying about himself? None.
None of them, which
But
is a very
but,
sad
but
thing.
you go to the house and you sit in judgment of Humphrey Nwosu. You all ran away. There was that at that time. There was this group of people called the um, you know um, there was this deadly force that was being run by Abacha at that time, which everybody was afraid of. Now you guys didn't confront these people, but Humphrey Nwosu confronted them, which he has put in a book. And today, so not to overbeat the thing. Why I'm only bringing you there is because I want you to see how the Igbo man is perceived in Nigeria. That if any reason is given that something that you are supposed to have the right to own will be denied you because your name is Okechukwu. And so I'm not expecting a change of character or behavior of the judges or the judge in Nnamdi Kanu's case. Neither am I expecting the prosecution to do anything different from what they've been doing before. Neither am I expecting that the DSS is going to transfer him from the DSS dungeon to the prison. It's a continuation. Nnamdi Kanu is a trophy for the APC administration, and they are going to constantly hold him.
If that's the case, why would his lawyers apologize on his behalf to the judge and the prosecutor? Why would they have to apologize?
Listen, like Kana Gabi said, that is a natural, that is a regulation. That's the rule. If you have an outburst before a judge, the thing is that you come back and say, well, I'm sorry for, having that, but you see, I was angry, but at this point now, I have a cooler head, and now I hope you understand that I was angry, and I'm sorry. No problem. We're not saying that. Listen,
would
I'm coming.
would they reciprocate that? Because if you
Listen,
apologize to me,
listen,
if you
listen.
apologize to me,
If you want to know the government position, go and listen to Daniel Bwala. That I've not really trusted Daniel Bwala for once. Not even when he was speaking from England. I've always known him as a very dangerous, cunning individual. Just like we've always known FKK. These are people whose mouth cannot be trusted. It depends on which direction they are facing. They can always, speak in the favor of those people. Daniel Bwala was, literally helped by Atiku. But today, look at what Daniel Bwala is saying. Sometimes when you go look at what I said before, you wonder. So if you want to look at government position, no government position, read Daniel Bwala. Go listen to his videos. And they are telling you that the only way Nnamdi Kanu has to plead guilty before he can be freed. Before they can now even talk of pardoning him.
to denounce
and denounce
Biafra.
So you think today if Nnamdi Kanu wakes up now and say, okay, I denounce Biafra, that's the end of Biafra? I mean, I don't know understand these people.
The demands they are asking, it's like you're putting a gun on a man's head.
No. Electricity. I'm speaking as an Igbo man. If Nnamdi Kanu denies Biafra today, I'm telling you, before he finished saying it, you have more than 100 Nnamdi Kanus in Igbo land. It's just like when you want to fight people in the creeks. You know the creek.
No, you don't know. No, you don't know the creek.
You don't know the creek. You don't even know those who have been lying low. They've been just been,
You don't know the creeks.
You don't know the creek.
Far better than you.
And you can't know the creek. Look, forget it. Deal with those who we are seeing on the surface. Find a way to make peace. And then they can talk to their people. You don't know the creek. So the same way you don't know these people, and then somebody tells you this, are you going to wipe off the whole Igbo people? The people talking about Biafra now, most of them were not born during the Civil War. And Philip Effiong is a prophet, late Brigadier General Philip Effiong. He said, if you don't treat what brought the rise to Biafra, the children of Biafra will rise up and fight you. His son was on the platform, and he said, some of the things that have not been written before, people have not heard before, which was a personal account. And in storytelling or in history, a personal account carries a lot of weight because you were there, you are an eyewitness. So what am I trying to say in essence? I'm saying that if we are serious as a people who want to build a nation, we have to revisit the foundation that brought us together.
Okay.
It does not matter.
Sorry for there are two
Yes.
things before us now.
Okay.
Before the nation. One, fix the nation and will remain as one. Two, if that is impossible, or no, let me say that is impossible, seems or appears to be impossible right now, given to everything that is happening. Two, we'll separate. How do we achieve this separation? Because really, like I said, I've come to a point to say I have hopes for Nigeria before, but with the recent happenings, it's been extinguished. I do not expect or think that this government will be this bad. I have to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, you had the NYSC girl of crate of egg is 6,300. Things are up high, expensive, and nothing has been done about it. Pick Make is, I think it was posted by, she was 52,000 naira. Pick Make. Things are that expensive, and it's sad. So, how do we achieve? Because I'm more interested in if this path is not working, if we'll go our separate ways, and it will work. How do we achieve that?
Okay. There are many ways we can achieve, and I thank you for that question, because some people have, in fact, I heard one of the senators, one of the Igbo leaders saying, it's a Soludo, who have always, it's not a disappointment to me, it's a disappointment to those people who gave him hope. In Abuja, I have a neighbor who was very close to Soludo. And when he told us, what he told us exactly is what Soludo is doing now. So when Soludo was being invited, when he was campaigning, he invited him to come and join his campaign. He said no. So I was asking him, why you not go join Soludo? They said, no, forget that guy. They dealt with him when he was central bank governor. They know what he suffered in his hands. Some of them, he promised them job until he left the central bank. He never gave them job. And there are people who have been helping him throughout, who has worked with him. Those some young men who just come to you, you work with them, they run errands for you, do all these things for you. To the point that one of them, got a break and took part of his, I don't want to call it, but left and ran abroad. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that it's not only a disappointment to himself, I think a disappointment to the whole of Igbo people. Because he said that when Nnamdi Kanu was asking for, want to divide, go their way, he was a member of the Ohaneze. Ohaneze Ndigbo, by the way, is not a group that was formed by Igbo people. They decided to call themselves Ohaneze. They formed themselves into that group. And I stand to be corrected. Anybody who knows what good they have brought to Ebola should please come and tell me. Let me be educated. Because right now, I don't know what they've done apart from going about and saying we're Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide. What else? Now, he said they calculated and found out that there are over 10 million Igbos living in the north with properties and all that. So if you say that you should divide, what will happen to those properties? My brother, I want to ask you, live in England. Those Yoruba people who own property in England, what is happening to their property? Has the English confiscated it because they're not English people?
No.
So why
Well,
then is the Nigerian own different? Why then is Nigerian own different? You
so,
go,
so what's it trying to say? So if we let's say we break up, it
yes, he's
doesn't
saying
mean
that.
that Igbos cannot still live somewhere else if they
Yes,
choose to.
that's what he's saying now. He's saying, simply telling foolish people who don't think that Igbos are invested so much outside of Igbo land that you
So,
know breaking up will be useless. It will make them poor. Go back to square one. And I say
what?
this is supposed to be a professor of economics. Okay, this is supposed to be a professor of economics. You see, because they are dancing to their puppet masters, they keep selling Igbo land away. This same person got to the position he got because he used Nnamdi Kanu's card. When he was campaigning, he wasn't making headway. He went and demanded to see Nnamdi Kanu. We still have videos of it. He came out and made broadcast of what he had, what discussion he had with Nnamdi Kanu and how they are working. And then as soon as he got
he
they
got
got the
the
yeah, they secured the seat. He is now the one who is preaching one Nigeria. And anybody who has to do with any agitation for Biafra have become a tout, have become a
okay.
criminal and all that. So what
Okay,
am I?
okay, KJ. Nnamdi
Yes.
Kanu has a lot of supporters
Mm-hmm.
worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they, I mean, pick up that courage, that challenge, and say enough is enough, releasing, or the country goes into flame?
Thank you. The truth of the matter is that you see, and I must say this, I don't know those who I don't have I'm not trying to bring a mass down or whatever, but those who brought different dimension of the struggle as Nnamdi Kanu was apprehended caused these divisions in the struggle because we no longer knew in which direction the
To
struggle
go.
was going.
That's true.
Now, they decided to create different fronts. Some were government agents, but those government agents didn't come into play until these people lost their own focus, which is what? The liberation of the people of the
Oh,
Eastern Nigeria.
okay.
It became a personal thing. It became an ego thing. It became something that you can even begin to, come and fight and discuss all kinds of dirty things that don't make any sense. What has the struggle for the actualization of indigenous people of Biafra got to do with dancing and wearing a tiger head on the listing? Nothing. It didn't make sense. So I think because the visionaire was incommunicado, other visions that followed didn't reach the threshold that would draw minds across the world as Nnamdi Kanu used to do. I told you I didn't used to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. I used to condemn him too, until one day I went to my village, by the way. I was there for Christmas and I just sat down and said, okay, they used to at every 5 p.m. when it starts his broadcast, the whole community is kind of deserted. People go to listen to the broadcast. So I just said, okay, one day let me tune this broadcast and listen. And I listened to the guy, and it made a lot of sense. Yeah, there are a lot of, if you ask me if I was in his shoes, I probably not use, a lot of, insults. But you see, I'm not in his shoes and I cannot do what he's doing. I'm not even as brave as he is. If I was, I would not be living in a foreign land, So if they had followed that ideological pathway, if they have gone in that direction, maybe would have got more and more support for him. Now, you must realize something also. Certain individuals in the East decided to make them, call them names, make it look as if they are people who didn't go to school. And they tell you that these are traders that are supporting Nnamdi Kanu and all that. It's made up of traders. No. So those people now that accusation became justified when these other people now took over, because it was no longer an ideological thing. It was no longer trying to point out the wrongs, what you see in a system that needs to be changed. It became more of, okay, we are going to do this, we are going to do. How do you even take on a fight that you didn't prepare for? Okay. So for me, in the first place, it was totally a wrong approach, and that's what kept people at bay. But by the grace of God, people like Kana Gabi now, who is coming into the you know the struggle for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, will probably go a long way. But everybody before now was using Nnamdi Kanu as a cash cow.
It's a cash cow.
Yeah, we know of certain politicians who went to the government and told them that they can deliver him if they can be give him certain promises. Unfortunately, those promises made, those people are not even here now to continue on that promise. So how do you see it? So I'm simply saying that if anybody wants to wish Nnamdi Kanu away, the person must be dreaming.
Okay.
And just like he said, I'm telling you the truth, just like he said, if there's no Nnamdi Kanu today, there'll be more than 100 of Nnamdi Kanus that will come up.
The
That is the truth.
the referendum or the celebration that was done in December or January by Samuel Ekpa and his cohort in Sweden, I mean Finland, I beg your pardon. So, is it fair enough to conclude that it was all a scam?
No, it's not a scam. Maybe their target, they didn't hit their target, but it wasn't a scam, because I know many Biafrans who travel around out all around the world. Finland was filled up with people of indigenous people of Biafra,
Yeah, but
and they
we're
did
not
that.
seeing anything happening. They said they declared referendum, or they did the referendum. Uh, they've declared the nation, but we're not seeing anything happening in the forefront.
One of the mistakes, and if my wife can bear witness on that, because I used to tell her, one of the mistakes that Nnamdi Kanu made was most times putting out the pathway that was taken on the broadcast. You don't show your enemy your hand. If you go back to the Nigerian coup, the history of Nigerian coup, the purpose why Okaku fell flat was because he showed his hands. His intention was to remove the five northern states. So those soldiers, those leaders, those people from that area sabotage the coup. So most times when you are dealing with people who have more financial power than you don't show what you're going to do with your little, because they will overpower you. So that's what I think is going to change, and that's what I think is changing. Whether it's going to give us the desired result, time will tell. But I'm telling you the truth. If I were in a position to advise any leader in Nigeria, I would say the best thing for you to do is to sit down and call the indigenous people of Biafra, not only Biafra, every indigenous tribe that is one way or the other feeling marginalized should be spoken to. We
Well,
should have a meeting.
Oga KJ, I think everyone in Nigeria, we're all marginalized, given to what is happening. Everybody's feeling the pain, no exception. So, is it a case that they have to, because where you have good governance, you barely will see people complain. Corruption, excuse me, corruption is everywhere in the world. There's nowhere there is no corruption. Even in a developed world, there's corruption. But if I'm getting my daily bread, there's job, there's electricity, the social system is working, the ed sector is working. I will care less what you do, or how much money you steal from the treasury or from whatever it is, because certain things are working. But in the context of in Nigeria, nothing at the moment seems to be working. It's like we have leaders that are headless, no clue, only thinking about their what? Their pocket. I mean, you heard Sheyi Tinubu the other day, the video he did. He said his father is the only one that his father is just thinking of his personal pocket. He's thinking of about everybody, and I just shook my head. I just shook my head. So, in this regard, now everyone is marginalized in Nigeria.
Is it everyone is
Why?
marginalized? Are you sure of that?
Tell me who is not marginalized.
Ah,
Which state or which individual, tribe or culture or whatever it is not marginalized.
there are many now.
Such as
Is Sheyi Tinubu marginalized?
you know what
It's
I'm
not
talking
marginalized.
about.
See, look,
Shaitu is not
what we're talking
marginalized.
about is not.
Akpabio is not marginalized.
I'm
We
coming.
know all these people.
What we're talking about is not. It's not an imaginary
It's
marginalization.
real.
We are talking about what you just saw play out one day ago. You were told that Professor Humphrey Nwosu, an academic to an expert, what do you call it? You know, a juggernaut in the academic world, okay, was the one who truncated democracy and cannot be named after a bloody building called INEC building. Not to talk of giving him
I mean,
national
we
award.
all know that is not correct.
No. But hold on now. That's not where whether it's correct or not, it's not where I'm going. Where I'm going to is the fact that would that have been done if he was a northerner?
Uh, okay, KJ. I see one thing
Hold
about
on.
me.
I'm still asking you a
I,
question.
I
If
try my
you go
best
to
not
Abacha,
to.
if you go to Abuja, one of the most popular barracks is called Abacha Barracks. Is Abacha a good man? Does he have more integrity than Humphrey Nwosu?
No, it doesn't. It
One of the
doesn't. But
barracks is called IBB Barracks. Does IBB have more integrity than Humphrey Nwosu?
no. But you
Okay.
see, this to me, these things
Listen, if you want,
shouldn't
I can
be an
go.
issue. No, I understand. To me, this wouldn't have been an issue or shouldn't be an issue to solve or to name. But at the moment, the country. I mean, to me personally, all those people in that Senate, senators or legislators, whatever bill they are sponsoring has no bearing, does not affect the suffering, does not solve the problem or the suffering of the people. So it's out of joblessness, or is it that they are out of ideas?
No, they are doing what they are called to do. It's called dominance. It's called dominance. They've reduced. You see, you are a good student of the Bible. Go read. I told you, Amos. It's called the cows of Basha. Go and look at what is happening. What happened there? It's not what's happening in Nigeria now. Even the measuring modules have been hit under. So you think you're buying Gary, a mudu of Gary, you don't know that what they're selling to you is half. Okay.
I heard,
That is what is going.
I heard young elders said they went to buy egg roll.
Mhm.
It's a comedian. When he bought the egg roll, by the time he opened it, it was what is this thing? Oh, what's this called? Garden egg. It's garden egg. Garden
that
egg. This
that is what Nigeria have become. You go to
uh,
buy you go to buy fuel. They take the nozzle,
they
they
only
put it in your car,
pump air
and just be
into it,
pumping air,
and the meter is reading.
and the meter is reading. How they're able to achieve that, I'm telling you, I have never known it. And then somebody comes and tell you, the price of fuel is not the same thing with the price. Look at America. Do you know how much $1 fuel can do for you in America and how
Uh,
long it will last? So
even
when
fuel is expensive. Yeah, even in Europe, fuel is not cheap,
yes, but if
but they
the
make
fuel
it
if
available.
the fuel is not cheap, let's not divide because that's a different kettle of fish. But how do you tell me that every day in Nigeria they consume 50 million worth of fuel in Nigeria. Doing what? How many
How do
cars
they,
will I get?
how do
How
they
many cars?
arrive? How do they
How do you
arrive
arrive at that?
at such calculation?
Eh? Is it that every the person who bought today, tomorrow he go buy full tank again? Next tomorrow go buy full tank again. The following day go buy full tank again. Is that how it happens? Because if you are consuming 50 million liters of fuel every day, it means that every day people they buy full tank now.
Who buy full tank now? And
Is it possible?
Where's the job?
No, let us not forget there's job, there's money everywhere. People are buying fuel. Can people exhaust their tank every day in
No,
Nigeria
it's not,
to buy full
it's not
tank?
possible. It's not possible.
So
That's
you
not
see,
possible.
when a people refuse to hearken to the truth, what comes is deception. That deception kills. It drives you until you finish yourself by your own self. That is where we are. We, the people of the country, have refused truth. Now we are dancing with the devil.
Okay,
That is why you have people like
what
Akpabio doing what they know
is
how to do best.
the solution now? Because honestly speaking, what is the best solution for the citizens to do? What would be your own recommendation?
No,
Because
I have finished. I have
where
finished recommending. I'm not recommending nothing.
no.
I'm serious.
No,
See,
you can't
look,
you can't say you finished
Natasha's issue.
recommending. Yeah,
I'm sorry to say this. Natasha's issue made me
yeah.
to totally give up.
And to me, Natasha's issue should ignite us. To me,
Okay,
it should ignite us.
hold on. Ignite who?
Us,
People
the
of Kogi.
citizens.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. Listen. The same people of Kogi took a video of people trying to remove their senator by OBT 419.
Yeah.
Okay. And the same people who finished that thing went to submit it to INEC. INEC officially wrote and said
There's
it
no
wasn't
advice.
correct. But 24 hours later, INEC approved and have even verified the names and addresses and the phone numbers of all the people. And they are now confirming that they are going ahead with the process.
It shocked me, my brother.
If you continue to have hope in such a system, are you not trying to fool yourself?
No.
It's not what maybe the thing we don't talk for this platform. Say if Obi is serious and you think you can contest for 2027 and make headway with the citizens on ground.
You see, Oga Ikeji, this is what I say. They were able to use that section 68, 69, and 110 to remove Natasha. So imagine, I was in the shower today. Imagine if this thing was actually real, true, and the citizens decide to say, it's time for us to rise up and use our power that the Constitution gives to us. Because that is what they are using, although they are using it in a fraudulent way to remove Natasha. If the citizens decide and say, you know what, let us actually do this thing for real, do you not think we're going to have a headway?
Okay, let me tell you why that can never happen, at least not in the near future. One, in a nation where poverty reigns supreme, people's morality is at the lowest ebb. Consequently, people can do whatever you didn't expect them to do just because they have a morsel of bread. That is what is going on constantly in our system. Now, do not forget that my fear is not because people are gathering together to conspire against Natasha. My fear is that those conspiracy, those things they're gathering to do will become the truth. I've seen it happen many times. It happened to Dino Melaye, okay? It happened to Governor Obi before he was brought back by the Supreme Court. At that time, Supreme Court was still half-half. But now you can see that the Supreme Court has gone haywire.
Why?
So you don't expect any judgment coming from the Supreme Court that will look close to what Wike doesn't want. And if if that's not what Wike wants, and that judge tries it, that judge will suffer consequence for it. In fact, that judge's land in their village may be revoked and given to his enemies. I'm telling you, this is the vengeance that we have seen. You know,
uh,
and look, you know why I fear? I fear because what are we teaching our children?
it's sad.
Those
I think
children who are
Adiola covered that. I saw one of
yes,
his videos.
those children that are seeing what we are doing, what are we teaching them?
We're teaching
Are we
them.
teaching them that we're a nation that don't accept truth? With all the heavy men of God sitting around, nobody can speak up because you all look. Sometimes when these men of God, and that's a different topic we're going to discuss on that day.
Yeah,
When they come,
we'll
when they
discuss
come
it.
and they are talking and they say, "Hey, thought not man not to do my prophet no harm." I used to ask them, Nathan, Nathan, as they call it here, Nathan that went to meet David in the palace and told him of a certain story and the
Yeah,
person.
the person did.
Was he not a prophet?
It was
Is
a prophet,
David not even more prophetic than all of them put together in our
of course,
nation?
of
But
course.
yet, Nathan went to him. Elijah, when
Elijah,
Elijah
Elijah,
confronted
yeah.
Ahab, was Ahab not the king of Israel? Was he not?
Even
So
most of the
when Jehu,
Jeremiah confronted leaders. Jeremiah was put
so
in
no,
dungeon.
I'm not even want to go Jeremiah because Jeremiah is the popular one, but I'm talking about other people who operated in the political space.
Even
And
what's his
when
name?
it was time for
Daniel.
them to speak,
Daniel operated in the political
they
space.
did not look. Daniel went to Belshazzar and said to him, "You have, excuse me, you have been weighed on the platform of God
You found
measuring
wanting.
anything, and you have been
You
one
found
found wanting, and the
wanting.
kingdom will be taken from you today." You think that's the first time that Daniel has gone to advise him? No, Daniel had been advising him before, and his young friends would tell him, "Don't forget this old man. You know, he wants to come and the way he deceived your father, he wants to come and deceive you again." You know. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that there has to be a time these guys come out. I appreciate people like Prophet Buba. I appreciate people like Pastor Enenche, who at least fought a good fight during Buhari's time. He actually stood out. You know, I appreciate people like Pastor Sarah who also spoke out. You know, and spoke and told. If she was the first person who said, "Let's go and waste our vote," since they say voting for LP is a waste of vote. But it doesn't stop there until the war is won. We cannot stop. We cannot stop. You see, these people are not going to give up power
No,
easily.
no, no. They won't. They
If you
won't.
doubt, if anybody doubts of what is going on, look at what
Yeah.
they. You see, this man who just took over yesterday in River State. Look at what he's doing. He's already
Yeah.
consolidating himself.
He has
He has brought
what
a
do you mean?
naval
He
officer
has
to be his chief of staff. I
he
mean,
has
to be his
he
yeah,
has
to be his
sacked
so
all political appointees.
so anything going on with the 600 billion naira of the River people,
Sacked.
no river man has any hand in it. Oh.
Nobody can talk. They can
So
only shout
he
and scream.
he who thinks he was winning, Mike, congratulations. Congratulations, oh. Now your state money don't go chop. Not be my own. Congratulations. You have done well,
But
brother Wike.
the question is, what is Wiki actually protecting in Rivers State that is a matter of do or die for him?
Uh-uh. Wike is a protege of the president. You teach your
Okay.
protege. Your protege follows what you are doing. So just like Jabagan is Jagaban of Lagos, Wike is Jagaban of River State. So if he's able to take over River State, he can even try to take over Abia State since he's a
No,
known
you
fomenter
you
of power
made a
of
very
problem.
profound statement, and that was why I started with Rivers State. No governor. I stand to be corrected. I have not heard any governor that have come out to condemn what is going on in Rivers State, and I believe they are all living in fear that one day the president can wake up and say, Soludo, you are suspended for 6 months and appoint an administrator for them. And I don't know, to be honest. It's every
So if
day.
that be their fear, wouldn't you think that they should have, by all means, gone all out to make sure
Exactly.
that this
That
does not hold?
this does not hold. But
Yeah,
everybody kept quiet. Nobody
yeah,
have said anything. Even
yeah.
even the Fubara said we don't even know where he's in. Maybe he's locked up somewhere
No,
or
Fubara is
wherever.
out. Fubara is out. We saw him. He was in church. You know.
Okay, it was a church. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
he was in church.
They allow him to go to church.
Yes, they are saying that he's been forced to sign whatever to make sure that he doesn't. But so far, that's rumor. You know.
I know it's rumor. But this at this point, I think Fubara missed the chance, in my opinion. He's the governor. He had the opportunity to lock Wike up in the state when it came to River State, tie him down, lock him up, and throw the key away. But he didn't do that. And at a point, he caved. Finally, Oga KJ, we come to Peter Obi. What's your own take on his flip flopping? I mean, flip flopping, want to form, coming together, want to form a. Can listen. This is a very serious question I want to ask now. Can Peter Obi and having been able to garner this support, can't he start his own or can they start a fresh political party? Must he attach himself to Labour, to Atiku, to whoever it is? Must he can he not start a fresh political party?
Well, I don't think he can. I don't think he can start a political party of his own. You know why? The same system that is checkmating Natasha now will checkmate her. They will find a way to allow them gather together, and then they will refuse to give them registration.
But let them let's see. Okay, KJ, this is my point.
You know what I
They
said
should
that
they
because
should they should attempt it first. They should attempt something first.
the
If you
truth is that
fail,
the
okay,
truth is that
but
I don't
attempt.
I don't I don't believe in Peter Obi's politics. I've said it.
No,
I
no,
told you. So
I'm with you there. I'm not dismissing. I'm
because
not disputing
you
what
do
you're
not
saying.
go as a gentleman to attack a bully. You
No, you
don't.
don't. You don't do that.
You
You
must
can't do
have
that.
to prop yourself up to match the bully for bully. So if you think he's a good guy, nobody should get me wrong. I have nothing whatsoever against him. He's somebody that I would like to lead Nigeria, but the approach is still where me and him no agree. I no agree with his approach. Okay, the approach is not going to give him desired result. And if you're not desperate to lead Nigeria, then leave it
Mm,
for those who are
they
desperate.
leave it for exactly. I'm not desperate to it, but I want to see
Yeah,
Nigeria work.
those
No,
are
it
those
doesn't
are the
work
things I
like that.
don't like. Those are the things that make me to hold back. If you're not desperate,
What are you looking for there?
the president tell that power is not served on a la carte. Is that not what he said?
This and
And
truly is not
today he
served on a
grabbed
la
it,
carte.
he ran with it. He's with the president today. That's one. Two, you said they shouldn't vote you because an Igbo man. That's also is a wrong statement. They should vote for you because an Igbo man. You have no, you shouldn't apologize to your tribe for being an Igbo man. It's not a sin. The last time I was voting for MKO Abiola, I didn't think I was voting for him. I wanted to be an Igbo man so I can vote for him. No, I knew it was Yoruba man. In fact, in my political history, I've voted Yorubas all through. In fact, the first time the first politician I ever liked was a guy called Shinkafi, Umaru Shinkafi, who was, at that time, yeah, he contested I just like the man because his politics was clean. Okay. Now, the person that I had the opportunity of voting for is Olufalaye. I voted Olufalaye. I love the man. I like his politics. I like his, his intellect, ability to, look at problems very simply and dissect them and be able to bring solution. Okay. Unfortunately, none of them won. All right. So none of them came to the campaign and said, "Don't vote for me because I'm Yoruba man." None of them came to campaign and said, "Don't vote for me because I'm Fulani man." Why do you always come and say, "Don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo man"? What nonsense is that? Those are the people that we don't want in the system.
I'm sorry to say this. It's a disappointment as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. I voted for him. That was the first ever vote I will ever cast in my life, and I will not forget this. That's why I say it's a big disappointment. At the polling station, I'm only guessing the woman's age. She will be in her 80s. Ask me, son, where papa mama picking picture where I go put thumbnail, thumbprint. That shows the hope or the desperation of people who came out and wants to wish the country to change. But unfortunately, uh, he couldn't do what he's supposed to do. In one piece, now he's saying that democracy is collapsing in Nigeria. It's a disappointment. I'm sorry to say, but that is where it is. So far, what one thing I want to bring for you to weigh in on is this issue again of Natasha. I strongly believe again that Natasha will situation, our case will ignite something. I did a video, a recording on it. Our case will. Let me see if I say have it here. If I can play it, I'm not sure if I have it here. I can play it. I don't have it here, but I still believe our case will ignite this revolution that I must commend her, to be honest.
You know, the first time we discussed Natasha's issue on that radio program, and I will feature from here the
Yeah.
diaspora perspective. I told them that I will advise Akpabio, whoever knows him, should go and advise him not to fight Natasha. In fact, to be very subtle in fighting any woman, because you see, you may think you have all the information, you may not just know how much they have. Especially if you're a randy guy like this man we're talking about. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And I said something about Igbira people, apart from the fact that the women are very beautiful, they are also, then their fight, no, they finish. I said that. I said their fight, they will fight you to the end. Until they see the end, they won't stop. And I said, if you think you're going to frighten her by whatever people are trying to do, at that time they've not passed any of these things. So I said, just leave this lady alone. Just leave her alone. You know, that time they were still just ordinarily shouting and doing all that. But they went ahead. Let me tell you something. Natasha has more arsenals in her kitchen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They go wrong,
I
he's
believe
going
that.
to visit. If anybody
Now
know
that
him,
they
make him
recalled
tell
him,
her, make him
her,
find way, settle with her.
it's
I'm
not
telling you,
possible again. You say,
because this Natasha, if you no take time, go Natasha and come from that seat.
no, listen, Agakeje.
Yes,
Natasha don't need to submit any evidence again. You know why?
no,
There's already confusion in that Senate now. You see
that's what
what
I'm
is
saying.
happening.
That's what you see. I'm saying
Akpabio
that
don't have the support that he thought he has in this
you
rally.
are going to where I am going. You are look,
They've started
eh,
calling him. They've started calling him a dictator. He
yes,
cannot dictate to us.
yes.
One day, somebody will stand up there and say, "Do you think I
No,
am Natasha?"
that day don't come, self. The day don't come. You see, let me tell you something. I talk and I say, I dey fear for her because opportunists will use this small fire, and once somebody is ready to fuel it,
That's
you
it.
are gone.
No, it's gone. To be
You
honest,
see, Natasha has a very long political, you know, focus. She can be a governor.
Yeah,
She
I mean,
can
she
be a
contested
minister.
for she
She
contested
can
for
be, you know, she is a grounded lawyer. So there's still a lot of space for her to maneuver. Akpabio has only very few space to maneuver. Two spaces. One to be
it
a senator or to
doesn't
be
have any
president.
space. No,
Now,
no, no.
I'm coming, sir. So now, people of Kogi State, whether they like to go and do whether their kangaroo thing are doing or not, the people of Kogi State like what they see in their daughter. Don't tell us she has 10 husbands. We love her like that.
What's
Don't
listen?
tell her. Don't those
That
this
is irrelevant.
boy from Ebonyi State who is doing this all this nonsense. It doesn't matter whether she has 10 husbands with 20 children.
Who cares?
The people of Kogi State love her. We say we be Nigerians. We love her like that.
No,
Because the money people have been stealing from there, she's using her own to develop her community.
in fact, when I heard the thing she did,
Okay,
I said,
so if the community no love her, if the community that don't like light, like people don't like electricity that shall provide for you people, you don't like pipe water that shall provide over 500,000, gallon of water controlled by solar in your communities. You don't like the road that should control for people. I'm not gonna come out now. Bring the person who will come, who will do better than her.
we'll go can't do that in for now.
What is wrong with Nigerians? What is wrong? Did she go there to find out whether she has husband or not? Is that why she went there?
Listen, Ogaki, they say those who live in glass houses don't throw stones. Tell me
Why are you so concerned about her? If you know be saying that
person's
jealousy
life,
they worry now. And what if
whose
they know jealousy they worry them? Why they more concerned about it? In fact,
whose
according to that,
person's life
she
does not
she
have
paid,
common.
she blackmailed her husband to marry her. Which kind of story? When have you ever heard that kind of story? These people are really motor packed out there. You know, in this
Even
in Nigeria.
even if she
No, no,
blackmailed the
no.
man to
Wait,
marry her,
wait,
what
my
they
brother.
agree.
Wait, my brother. Wait. Is the husband Tiger Woods that you are saying you are afraid of blackmail in Nigeria where nobody even cares? Come on, guys, wake up. Come on, go and smell the coffee. You have not smelled it before. These people are so cheap, you know. Can
Thank
you
you.
imagine a so-called senator say speaking those nonsense from his mouth? She blackmailed the husband to marry her. He said,
Okay.
"Pay me 10 billion or you marry me." Can you imagine? Hey, oh, where? These guys have been watching too much Nollywood movies, so
You
you know.
see, the thing is, like I said again, our problem is our legislators. As I'm standing on that, and I go to great. Okay, KJ, thank you very much. I will give you the
Okay,
floor for your final word.
my
Before
final
we.
word is that we should wake up. Nigeria, wake up
Okay, if you say we should wake up, wake up. Is it wake up to what?
to
To
take the
what,
country,
man?
take your country,
How
take
do
your
we take
destiny
this
in your
country
own
back?
hands.
How
Look
do
at
we take it?
look at what's happening in River State. If you think that the politicians have a result, they have a solution for you. Think again because that solution is what they just gave you in River State. When
In
people are
fact,
having
no
conflict,
governor, no
instead of
governor,
settling it, they bring their cronies to come
no
partake.
governor position is safe
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah. So, and we said when Tinubu takes over, Tinubu is going to build a one-party state. Anybody who is doubting now, at least all your doubts have been removed. You can't even talk about even the little girl, the little nursing girl that posted that picture. They wanted to go
Sure.
for if not because so you see we come to a position where nobody again is safe. Free speech is not safe. Very
No,
soon now
no.
they'll be charging people for even the data you're using. They made it so expensive that Nigerians can't even buy data any longer. So
I say that thing, the thing is so expensive now.
if you keep quiet, if you continuously to sit in the comfort of your home, whether it's comfortable for you or not, very soon you'll not even have a home. Just wait, let weekend reach that side. You will find out whether you still have a home or not. You remember that some still judges who don't have a land yet in Abuja and don't have land yet. So he's still coming for more land. We're gonna keep quiet and look. That's my
Thank you.
thought.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for honoring the invitation, and I hope I'll see you soon again. Have a lovely evening. God bless.